Hey, what's up, guys? Just waiting for a few people to jump in, and then we will get started. Okay, so let me explain a little bit of where we left off from episode 3, and welcome to episode 4. So episode 3, we were at the end working on how to reset a password. So if a user needs or forgot their password, they will be able to get an email with a reset password link, so then they could click it. And when they click it, they're going to have the ability to reset their password. And we're also going to make sure that the password reset token is matched up with their password reset token that is in the database. So let's go to the code and see where we left off. If we go inside of our app directory, we have a page in the auth folder. We have a called reset. And then we have a form called reset password form. And that is in our components auth folder. And then it's in the reset-password-form.tsx file right here. And what this form does is when we click on the register, the login form. So if we click in the login form, forgot password, we get redirected to this reset password form component. And if you guys are jumping in, just say hi when you get in the chat so I can know you're here. Other than that, if you don't, you could just keep watching. It'll be great. So the reset password form, what it does is we use the shadcn form component, and all they have to do is they have to give us an email. And then when they give us the email and they submit it, we are going to run a server action, and we're going to check the database to see if that email even exists. And if it does, then we are just going to pretty much send a form, send a email to the user so they can reset their password. So we did create this page. Let me run the development server. Run dev. We're going to open up our localhost 3000. And I'm just going to drag it on top. If we go to /auth/login, you can see on the login page, we have a button right here that says forgot password. If we click that, we are going to be redirected to the forgot your password, no worries, we got you. We can reset your password, and all we have to do is provide the email. So when we click this send reset email, it obviously is going to send an email if this email exists in our database. So that is the logic we're going to work on right now. So after they click the button, this onSubmit function fires off. We can set the error to an empty string and set the success to an empty string. Next, we need to call a server action or an API endpoint route. So what we're going to do is we're going to call reset password, and this is going to be a server action, and what we need inside of the server action is the email, and we're going to pass the email in, and that is coming from this form, and we need to now create this server action. So let's go to our actions folder, and let's create we already created that last episode. So we do have a reset-password.ts file. So let's create this now. So we're going to say export const reset password. And this is going to be an asynchronous function, just like the rest of our server actions. Just like that. And we're accepting the email, which is going to be a string. But let me see if we actually created a schema for it. So we go inside of our schemas index.ts. Yeah, we did. So last episode, we also created a reset password schema. So we're going to use this as the checks for the type, because we are using TypeScript. So let's go to the reset password, and let's import this inside of our reset password form for now. So we have the reset password, and this is coming from the actions folder and the reset password file like that. And type argument is not equal to string because we are actually setting it to reset password schema here. So we need to go inside the reset password. We need to import the reset password schema. And let's accept the email as z.infer type of reset password schema, like that. And then we need also import z from Zod because we're getting an error like that. So we're going to import that at the top, and now we're good to go. And what we could do is we could just console log the email, and let's see if we're actually getting something. And this should be on the server. So let's go test it out. We just do Brett1@gmail, send reset email, check our logs. We're not getting anything, it looks like, so let's click it one more time to make sure we actually clicked it. Let's save the file, go back to the form, reset it. Okay, we clicked it that time for sure. So we're not getting a console log at the moment, so something is wrong. So let's go to our reset password form. And we have the on submit form.handle on submit. Let's console log right here, see if we get email. And this is use client, so let's see if we're actually getting the email there. So send reset email. We're getting the email there, so it's working. And now let's see if we're getting in the server console, which we're not. So we have the reset password. We go into it. Async. We're accepting the email as a z.infer password. Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? Great stuff. Thank you, Greg. And hello, Diwashna. Hopefully I'm not butchering your name too bad, but welcome, guys. If this is your first time here, welcome to episode 4. We are working on pretty much the resetting of a password. So if a user needs to reset a password, we need to send them an email to give them the ability to reset their password, just in case they forgot. And we are using Auth.js version 5. Hey, Raj, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. If you guys have any questions or input of the code I am doing, feel free to leave them in the chat. But right now we are trying to get the console log of the email that we're sending into our reset password server function. And the reason maybe why is because we're not using use server up the top, which I just realized. So that might be a reason why it's not working. So let's test it again. Refresh the page. We're getting our console in the client, and now we're getting the console in the server. So I forgot to use server at the top of the server component. So our console's working, our email's getting sent to the back. So now we need to do some checks before moving on. So some of the checks we need to do is we need to check to, even though it doesn't hurt to check it multiple times, we're going to check to see if the email is valid. So it's actually giving us GitHub Copilot what I want to type out. So we're going to put stored in a variable called validated email. And we are going to use the reset password schema, and we're going to parse all of the types just to check. So it's just a check, and it is a pretty much a Zod method or function. And we're going to pass in the email and see if everything's good to go. And if everything is not good, so if the email is invalid, we are going to return an error. To do that, we're going to say if there is no validated email, that means please type in a valid email address. And that is if it misses all of the checks. So we've already checked this multiple times, but we're going to check it on the server again. Next thing we want to do is we are going to check if the email exists in our database. So we're going to check to see if the email exists in the database, just like it says. And to do that, we could say const user exist is perfect as a variable name. And we're going to await the database, which is our Prism client variable. We stored it inside the database. And if you guys are wondering where we're getting this database, it's coming from the lib folder and the prismdb tsx file. And all I did was I declared a global state of the Prism client. So now we could use methods when it comes to querying our database, deleting items in our database, updating, and such forth. So we're going to go back to our action server action, and it's going to be await.database.user. We could do find first. This is going to accept an object where email is going to equal the validated email. So this is saying type email string is not assignable to type string or string nullable filter user undefined. So it's saying it could be any of these. We need to fix the type on it. Can we just do as string? Nope. So we got an error. Let's see if I could figure it out on my other code here. Why not using save parse? I could use save parse. Save parse gives you a return value of true or false, and it also gives you back the data. And then parse just gives you the information. So what we could do here is so if we go to the documentation for Zod, let's scroll down, and we have save parse. And if you don't want Zod to throw errors when validation fails, use save parse. This method returns an object to containing either the successfully parsed data, which will be our email, or a Zod error instance containing detailed information about the validation problems. So as you can see, it's going to either give us a success of false with the error or a success of true with the data, which will be the email. So that works too. So we just got to make sure we go inside of data.email. So reason why I think it is bad here is because we need to do data.validated email. Nope. Type string. Okay, we could actually destructure the validated variable. Destructure the email from the validated email. So let's do that next. I don't know why it's doing it like that. And we're not destructuring the validate email, we're just destructuring the email. Let me do parse because I feel like I'm getting, let me try this. Let me use GitHub Copilot, do a quick fix using Copilot and see what the type is. To solve the problem of the duplicate identifier email and the property email does not exist on type save parse. Oh, I'm using a duplicate of the email at the top. So I can't pass it as email. I'm going to pass this as value. We're going to pass this as the value. Let's try to get the email out of there. Now we're still, email is declared, but it's never read. So property email does not exist on type save parse return type email. So we could try the GitHub Copilot again. So all we're doing, we're getting a type error right here, which isn't the worst thing, but it definitely needs to be fixed. So property email does not exist on type safe parse return type, which email is a string, email is a string. So it's saying const email equals any. Fix using Copilot. That's why. Yeah, because we're using safe parse now, so it's supposed to be if it's not validated .success, then that. So I just did if it wasn't a validated email, then just return. But it's validated email .success, and that's because if we do safe parse, yeah, like I said, it returns a success variable. So we should check if it's true or false. Make a check on the validated .success. Yeah, I just saw your message right after it came. Yeah, definitely fixed the problem for sure. Even though I knew that going in, it's just I skipped a few steps and I still got that wrong. Okay, so we destructured the email, access the email property from the valid email.data object. Then we use a variable called user exist, await database.user.find first where the email is. So if the email doesn't exist, return an error. So if no user exists, return error. This email doesn't exist in our database, or this email address isn't associated with an account. Hey, D, I'm just gonna call you D. Is this your first time in here on episode 4, or have you seen any of the other episodes before? Just let me know in the chat. Just pretty curious to see when you joined or not. So if no user exists, then we're gonna do that. So then if the email does exist, we are going to have to send pretty much the reset password email. And to do that, we are going to have to generate a password, reset password token. So it's going to be in that order. So we're going to generate the token, and then we are going to send the reset password email. Oh, you watched the recordings? Nice. So you're kind of up to date. They're pretty long too. But I'm glad to have you here live, you know. Obviously, you're already contributing within the first 5 minutes, which is pretty nice. So if the user doesn't exist, it's going to return that error. And if it does exist, let's create a password. Password reset token. And let's create a function. So we're going to await a function. And we could call this function generate password reset token. And what it's going to take in is going to take in the email. So that's the prop we're going to have to pass in. And then we have to create this function right now. Nice. For the first time in the live. Yeah. Welcome. So we're going to generate the password reset token. And what we could do is we could do it inside of the token file inside of our lib folder. So we could generate a password reset token, which we did already, I guess. We must have done that in one of the other episodes. So let's just look at what we did. So we created a function called generate password reset token. It accepts the email, which is a string, which is perfect. We are creating a token using the UUID version 4 library, which is going to create a randomized number. We also create an expires variable, and we set this expires variable to be 15 minutes. So in 15 minutes from the time it gets sent, it will be expired technically. We also get password reset token by email. Okay, so now we are checking to see if there is an existing token already, because they might click this button twice. So if there's an existing token, we are going to use this function, get password reset token by email. And we are just going to check if there is a password reset token inside of the model password reset token. And this is a Prism method that we are running where we're just checking the email. And if there is, we are just going to return the password reset token, which has properties of an ID, email, token, and it expires, or it could be null. So if it's null, it's going to return none. Hey, what's up, Loco? Hey, Brett, IDK, if you have updated any of the previous files, but on your register in your actions folder, how come you still check if passwords match if the SaaS schema gives you the error if they don't match? In your register in your actions folder, how come in our action folder, how come you still check if the passwords match if the SaaS schema gives the error if they don't match? Does it? I don't know if I know if I check the passwords with bcrypt right here. So if password and password confirmation return passwords don't match. But you're saying that the Zod schema gives the error if they don't match. I don't think so, because the register schema I created, it just gives me a message saying that the password must be at least 6 characters long. I think, I'm not 100% sure, there is like a method or function. I think it's called like .refine. And I think it could check to see if the passwords match or not. So we can actually go back and I could add the .refine to the Zod schema for our register schema. But technically I only checked it one time, and that would be right here using bcrypt. So I didn't do it twice, but you are correct. It should be checked in the schema. But if not, I don't think this is a crazy big deal. To see if they match or not, and if they don't, I could easily return an error saying passwords don't match. Okay, so like I said, let's actually import this then from the lib token. Let's go inside of it, and let's go over it again. So the existing token, we are seeing if there is one by calling the function get password reset token by email, passing in the email. And so if there is a token that exists, let's delete it. We're going to delete it and send them a new one. So we're deleting it here. So I'm going to put delete if password token exists. And what we can do here is we can create a new password reset token. So we're just creating a new password reset token and then returning it. So this is creating the password reset token, and we're storing it in that variable. Next thing we need to do is we need, if the email exists, then not if the email exists. So next we're just going to send. Oh, so if it doesn't match, it just gives you the message. So if the user creates the account, they can still do the check. If the, so it doesn't match, it just gives you the message. So if the user creates an account, then you can still do the check if the password and password confirmation. No, they can't create an account if the passwords don't match, because when we register an account, we call the server action right here of register, and it does all these checks. And if it fails any of the checks, it returns. It just returns, it runs a return statement, and the code stops there. So if the passwords don't match, this is as far as it's going to get with the code right here. And then obviously if it passes all the checks, then it will create the user right here in the database. So you can't put this above the password match check. So if you put the create a user above the password match check, then of course it would create a user. But it's almost impossible for them to create an account without the passwords matching, just because of this. And I think I do need to update my code. I think I tinkered with it a little bit last night or the night before, after I got off the live. But next thing we are going to do is we're going to send a password reset email. And to do that, we can just await, and then we could call a variable called send password reset email. And then what we have to pass in here is we have to pass in the email so we know who to send it to. And then we had to pass in the password reset token, which is this variable here. And if we do the dot notation, we can see all the properties associated with it and its token. So we need to make sure we get the token inside of the email. so we could match them up to make sure the email is correct. Yes, that's what I was getting at. When the user sends the data for creating an account, you will check if the passwords match. Correct. Okay, yeah, that's correct. I must have just misread your statement, but yeah, correct. We're just going to check that before we actually create the user. Okay, so now let's create the send password reset email function. And if we look in our lib, we have a token file. We have a utils, which is the CLSX library. We have a Prism, which is our Prism client. And we have a mail. So I'm going to create it in this mail file. And we already have a send verification email. What we can do right below is export const send password reset email. Let me make sure I named it that. Send password reset email, which we did. This is going to be an asynchronous function that accepts the email as a string and the token as a string as well. First thing we are going to do is we're going to almost very similarly do what we did with the send verification email. So we're going to create a reset link. We're going to call it a reset link. We are going to use template literals. We are going to do the domain. And then also too, when you make this in production, just make sure you change your domain value instead of HTTP localhost 3000. Make sure you actually have it to your actual domain. That's your custom domain. So we're going to do domain /auth and then / we could create another page called reset password if we haven't already. Let's see if we created a page called reset password. So app auth, we have a reset password form. Oh no, we're in the wrong app auth. We have a reset, but we don't have a reset password. Okay, so we could do this reset password, and then we are going to tag along the token value inside of the URL. So just like this. You can call this path whatever you want because we haven't created this page yet, so we're gonna have to create it. But I highly recommend always using this auth folder because we do have a layout.tsx file that is wrapping this whole auth folder, which is that card wrapper. So that card wrapper is pretty much a just reusable component that allows us to style it based on the title, the header label, the back button href, the back button label, and such forth. And we are something looks a little off. So we have export const send password. We have the async email string password. Oh, we're missing the arrow here. So that's why it's looking like that. Good catch, good catch. Yeah, I just picked that up too. Because the way my code is color coded, you can kind of tell when something's off. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I am going to use the resend method, resends method to send emails. So if you haven't installed or the package resend up here, I just do npm I resend like this, and then import at the top of the page like this. Make sure you get your API key from their website as well. Store it in your .env file, and make sure you can access it like this and initialize resend like you see on line 3. So we're going to do a .send. We're going to accept an object. First field is going to be from. We're just going to do onboarding at resend.dev. This is if you don't have a custom domain hooked up, you can use theirs to actually send emails. You also forgot an arrow most time. Yeah, because sometimes it's an arrow function and sometimes it's just a regular function without the arrows. So sometimes I get it mixed up too. The only time I usually don't get it mixed up is when I use the ES7 snippets. Obviously, it does it for me, so I never get that usually messed up. So we're going to create the 2. We're going to create the subject, which will be reset your password. And then we have HTML. And we're going to use the template literal. And we could say click, and then you have an A tag. and it'll be an href, and it'll be the reset link. So when they click here to reset your password, it's going to send them to this specific URL domain right here. So next thing we do is we go back to our server action. Let's import this in. Send password reset email. And then last step is return a success message. I always like doing the comments above because it just makes the code look cleaner when somebody's looking at it too, so it kind of knows where everything's happening. So we're just going to return a success message where it says a password reset email has been sent to your email address. So if it passes all the checks, it goes ahead and sends an email. We are going to test this out to make sure everything is working, but let me make sure I can show all of the error and success messages on the client. So to check that out, let's go to our auth. In our components, our reset password form, and we have a form success and a form error. And what we are going to do is we have to do a .then. So if there is a response, we could put response. We'll have an arrow function, and we have to pretty much make sure we set the error state and the success state based on the response. So to do that, let me see one sec. Let me do a code block instead of the parentheses. So we're going to say if there is a response dot error. Yeah, we can set the error to response dot error. Or if there is response dot success, we set the success to response dot success. And then other than that, I think we're good to go to testing it out and see how it looks. So we're going to save. By the way, my emails are going to the spam folder. How to deal with that? What are you using? Resend? Because if you're using resend, I've actually never had my emails go to the spam folder. I think that depends a lot on the provider you're using to send emails. But if you're using resend, that would be kind of weird. And there could be multiple reasons why it could be going to spam. Maybe the email you're sending it from. So if you're sending it from a custom email and it's a brand new email, those emails might be pretty much landing in people's spams box. So let's reset. Let me check my database to see who we have as a user in. You're using resend? Are they going to your spam box? So you're testing your email out yourself and they're going to your spam? You're using the onboarding email? I'm not 100% sure. I would actually email resend to see. I would email resend to see why they're landing in spam. Can't you check the dashboard and see if they're landing in spam or not? So like if you go to resend.com, you can see the email sent. Oh, your other testing, is it a free or pro version? Because if you have the free version, I think you could only send it to the email that you signed up with resend. I don't think you could test other email accounts. So you only could do one test on one email. And especially if you're not using the custom domain, you have the free version. You can't. I don't think you could send it to anybody else except yourself. So whatever. So my email I'm using here is dabrettwestwood@gmail. You can see here on the bottom left. That's the only email I could use to test on the free version. If you have domains, like I have 2 domains hooked up here, both are verified, I could test with any emails with these. So it'll be onboarding at voicefusion.io, info@voicefusion.io, whatever I want to send, I could send, and it could be multiple tests. But your email shouldn't be landing in spam. And if you want to see if they really are, obviously you could check the status. All mine are delivered. But yeah, I think that is the reason why it is. But I deleted all the users in our database. So what I want to do first is let's click register. Let's register an email. Register. Email verification sent. Okay, so let's check. So we have onboarding, please verify. We click confirming, email verified successfully, back to login. Forgot password. Let's do a check real quick. Let's do a random email that's not even in the database. So send reset. This email address isn't associated with an account. Perfect. So now let's do mine. A password reset email has been sent to your email address. So we checked, see if we got an email. Nothing's popped up yet. What we can do too is we could check our resend account to see if we actually sent an email. It was sent, but hasn't been delivered. Yeah, sent, but not delivered. Huh. That's how the email looks. Click here to reset your password. Let's refresh again. Okay, let's take a look at our code to see what we did. I feel like we're missing like an await. I'm not 100%. Await, send password reset. So it's got to be something to do within here. Everything looks pretty good. Reset password. It was actually sent. Let's check the password reset token as well, how we generated it. Okay, let's try sending it again then. Because it went through all the checks and it passed. So let's try send reset. Sent. That's weird. So that one's sent but never actually delivered. And then I just delivered this one. Maybe it was the first time running the API. I don't know. But here we're going to click reset your password. Click here to reset. And it should localhost 3000 /auth / reset password with the token at the end. Perfect. Okay, so next step is we want to create this page right here, reset password. So let's do that. Inside of our app directory, auth, we are going to do a new folder. Reset password. And let's do a page.tsx. And we have to think what we're doing here. So what we're going to do is we are going to send them to a page. We are going to get the token from the URL. We're going to check to make sure that the token is associated with the email and that's actually within the expired time frame. So the 15 minutes we said, we got to make sure they did within the 15. And we also are going to give them the ability to create a new password. So what we want to do is we want to have a form with a password and maybe a confirmed password. So to do that, we could do an RAFCE. This is going to be the reset password page. Reset new password page. We're going to keep this as a server component. And what we want to do is we want to call a reset, or we could call this create new password form. Because this is already reset password form, which is really close to what I was going to name it. So I want to make sure I could actually identify which is which. So create new password form is good. So we check to see if the token is in the database. We check to see if the token is in the database to set user, and as well if the token is not expired. Correct. That's exactly what we're going to do. But that's going to be in a server action, and we're going to do that check when they try to submit their new password. So what we're going to do is we're going to create this new password form component inside of our components folder and our auth folder. We're going to create a new file called create new password form.tsx RAFCE create new password form. This is going to be a used client, and let's import it into our page here. Another thing I want to do is I'm going to go inside of the reset password form and just copy all of this, because we're going to need the form with 2 input fields, and we need the card wrapper as well, which is our reusable card. So let me just copy all this, or you could have pressed Control A. Create new form. Probably should have just done that off the bat. So we have the Zod resolver, which is good. We have the form, the use form hook, Z from Zod, the card wrapper. We don't need the reset password schema. Form error, which is good. Form success, use state, the reset password. Wait, so you don't send them to another page to reset the password? When they go to the link with the token, I would have thought it gets the token, then check if the user has that token. Once confirmed, then we send them to the page. Yeah, that actually would be better. So we could do that, or we could actually just run a use effect, I guess. What do you recommend? Do you think we should run a use effect when they land on the page, or create 2 separate pages? So they land on a page, confirms them. I see what you're saying. It makes sense that way. I was thinking of a totally different way. But we could do it that way. I like that way better. Yeah, so let's do an use effect. We're going to do a use effect from React. And let's run a use effect down here. Okay, so this use effect, let's call this check token. Or no, we could do check token like this. Call it, invoke the function, and then so what we need to do in here is we're in the auth, so we need to accept the search params. So we could use the use search params hook from next/navigation. Let's initialize this, so search params equals use search params. Then we're gonna put the token in a token variable and use the search params.get. And then we could check the token. And then we're gonna have to do it. So we're gonna say first off, if there's no token, which is a good check. That's actually a better check. If there's no token or the token is an empty string, we can do, what can we do? Let's just do a console log for now, and then we'll figure it out in a bit. No token found. And then let's do if token. Let's run a server action called check token validity. That's good. And then we're passing in the token. So we need to create this server action. Next check will be the check if the token is not expired. Yeah, we send them to the page, reset the password, whichever works. Next check will be that. Okay, so let's create that. So we're gonna create a new server action called check token validity. .ts. And what we can do is make sure we mark it as use server. We can say export const check token validity, and we're getting the token as a string. Let's import it over here. And what we could do is we could create another schema to get rid of these errors. So let me close all these. Create a schema. Let's do export const new password schema. Password must be, yeah, perfect. So I'm on a password and a password confirmation. And let's accept it now inside of this. Let's import it first. So import. What did I call it? Oh, I just already forgot. Let me see. New password schema. That's coming from the schemas folder. New password schema. We're passing in the resolver new password schema. Then we have an email. Oh no, we have a password. And then a confirm password. Or no, password confirmation, I think. Yeah. And now we have two errors. So we got to still remove this. Password schema. Let's remove this. This is going to be password. We need to copy this form field down because we need the confirm password or password confirmation. Confirm your password. No, perfect, perfect. We could change the title to change your password here. And then the back button, remember your password, log in here. And then the button, it will be, what would be better, having two checks. First check if the token not expired. Second check if user is found by token and not expired. One can check with the both expired token and found user by token. Wait, first check if the token is not expired. Second check if the user is found by token and not expired. There's like a little heart that's always in the way. Let me see if I do a heart. Oh. Okay, I moved the chat where I can see it better now. Or actually, let me not do that. One sec, guys. I'm just trying to move the chat. would be better having 2 checks. First check if token not expired. Second check if user is found by token and not expired, or 1 check with both expired token and found user by token. I don't think it matters, but I think if you want to optimize it, I would think the later one that you said. So the second option, you check both at the same time, but I don't think it would really matter if you do 2 separate checks. The code's running so fast, it won't make a user difference at all. Let me change this to password. New password. And then what we're going to do down here, and what we are receiving are the values, not email. You just say values. And then we need to create the server action. So check token validity. Oh, no. We need to create another server action because we're using this one on the use effect. So let's go back, reset, create new password form. So check token validity. We're passing in the token. Okay, so let's do the checks. So the checks you just said, Loco. So the checks would be, the first checks would be pretty much if the token is valid. Which we already checked to see if there was no token, so I don't think we need to do that. Just check to see if the token matches the password reset token in the database. I think that should be the first check. Let me see. Yeah, that should be the first check. So check to see if the token matches the reset password reset. So we could say const password reset token exist equals await database dot password reset token dot find first, where token equals token. So if that exists, and then if the token doesn't exist, return an error. Next, we need to do a check. If the token exists, check if it's expired. Cool. And then we need to make sure we import the database at the top. And it looks like I'm having... Oh, it's because I didn't close this. So if the token exists, check if it's expired. So we could say const has expired equals... So it's pretty much doing the password reset token dot expires. Let's see what the values. We get the ID, the email, the token, and the expires. So has expired. Yeah, new date. We're passing the password reset token exists dot expires prop, and we're doing the dot get time. And if it's less, is it less or then greater than? So that's what GitHub Copilot's telling me, but saying if that time, so if the time of the password reset token dot get time okay, I think that's right. Let me just do and explain this real quick and see if it's less than or greater than. Okay, so this line of TypeScript code, that's correct. The line of TypeScript code is checking whether, to me, it seems confusing. Yeah, I tried that myself. Yeah, I think that's correct. So, okay. I know you both are saying it's correct. I trust you, but let me just read this real quick. So the part is converting the expires property of the object into a JavaScript date object and then getting the time value of that date in milliseconds, whatever. The less than operator is then used to compare these two time values. If the expiration time of the token is less than the current time, it means the token has expired. So has expired will be true. Okay, so yeah, we're right. Even though I trusted you guys, don't worry, I trusted you. Yeah, okay, yeah, it makes sense. If you worded it like that, because you want to check if it's not past the time you set it as. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, that's right. So const has expired. So if the token has expired, return an error. So if it's true, we're going to return this token has expired. And if the token is valid and has expired, return a success message. Yeah, perfect. This token is valid, which we don't have to display. I only think we should be able to display if it's an error. Let me know if you guys agree or not. Do you guys think I should display the success that the token's valid, or just show the error ones? Because I'm kind of leaning just showing the errors, but I kind of want to see your guys' input. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why it seems confusing. It's just I feel it just seemed confusing too. But let me know if you guys think I should display this or not. I mean, I could still leave it here for now, but should I display the success message? And that means it's going to display right when the use effect hook runs. So we have the check token. If there's no token or token equals an empty string, console log, no token found. If token, check token validity, passing in the token. Getting it from the search params, calling it on the use effect. I think just show the password field instead of success. Yeah. So how would I do that check? So oh no, you don't have to show the success if the token is valid because they because the user just wants to quickly reset their password. Correct. That's what I was thinking too. Okay, so we should only then show this. So we should probably set some state here. So like if there's no token or the token doesn't exist, we need to probably set some state so we could do a conditional render of the return. That's what I'm thinking. But for now, I'm gonna work on the other server action, which will be what can I name this? So we send it's not resend reset email. It's going to be reset your password. And then when we do that, the set error success, we put empty. We can name this. I put this as reset password already. Which, I mean, I could change it. I'll just put change password. Because you're changing it instead of resetting it, I mean, I guess. And then the reset will like reset the reset. You're saying maybe make state error and success and only show input fields when there is no error and has a success. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Set success. Because then I put the form error and the form success here. I could put maybe show form or const show form and then like set show form. What do you think about that? Show form and set show form? Am I on the right one? I am not. I am in the wrong file. I might have to change a bunch of these names, but let me const show form and set show form to use state false. So before, for example, you set the token 15 minutes from the time that is now 12:30 or whatever time is for you. So the token is valid before 12:45. The token has expired because in less than the time that you set. Yeah, correct. That's what I did. But you could change it to whatever time you want. You don't have to do 15 minutes. You could do 5. You could do an hour. You could do 24 hours. And I think I'm going to actually tell the user too, like how long they have to reset it. Probably within the email. Okay, so show form and set show form. I think I need a fragment. I'm pretty sure I need a fragment. Take all of this. So if show form is true, then I'm just going to show this. Makes sense. And I can wrap all of this in the parentheses. So if show form is true, then we display the card wrapper. And then we could put down here, if show form is not true, for now, we could just put a p tag that says token isn't valid, but we could actually use the errors from here, from the check token. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Dot then. We're going to get the response. We're going to set the error to response.error. Oh, no, we're going to say if error. If response.error. Let's set error to response.error and then also set show form to false. I think by default, maybe it could be false because we don't want to show it unless it's true. And then if response.success, and then set show form. And then what we could show here. Oh, I need to put another state because oh no, it's const, it's going to be token error. And then set token error to empty string. Then what I want to do here is I'm going to set token error to that and set token success to that. Perfect. And then I should display a token. Hey, what did I name it? Token error. And then I don't have to set the success. What am I doing? I just need to set the set show form to true. You can do the ternary option. I think it was something like show form first option and then second. Yeah, I could do that. I'll do that instead. So we can say if show form is true, show that. And then let me remove this. And that should be here. And then if it's false, we can just show that. That's perfect, actually. So GitHub Copilot came in clutch. And then what we could do here is we could put token not valid. And then it should give us the error, the token error, based on the error here. So it's either going to be token is invalid, token has expired, and then I'm just going to leave the return success for now. So create new password, form message, form error. Perfect, perfect. Token not valid. Token is not valid. Please try again. Login, login. Okay, cool. We can remove the reset password action because we're not using that. Token.success we don't need, so remove that state. Trying to clean up the form, and then I'm probably going to put comments above all this, so kind of when I have to go back and look at it, it's just going to be easier to read. If token, blah. Okay, so now we need this server action, which was change password. So let's make this a use server. Export cons. Did I name it value? Let's see. I named it. I mean, I just want to keep it very similar. Oh, what am I? No. So we're going to change the password, which we have here. Change password. Cool. And what we want to accept is the values. We don't have to pass in the token because we already got the token. Token's good to go. No more of the token. Values, change password. We need to import that schema, which was... We had to import the database, so thank you for that. Let's look at the schema. I like the ternary condition, helps a lot, but the one thing that confuses me when it has multiple conditions where I get confused on how it checks. Yeah, I think the question mark and the like semicolon is a better syntax than what I was doing because it could be confusing. But also, it just depends on how the code's written too, I feel like. If the code's written really messy, I feel like it's going to be confusing no matter what. New password schema. So let's import that because we have to put that as the type. And then we have to import z from zod.infer type of new password schema, just like that. We could console log the values, but I'm pretty positive we are getting the value. I'm not even going to console log it. Next thing I want to do is let's run a check. Let's check. Not check if the token matches the password reset. Let me make sure everything. I don't know why it's saying check if the token. Let me see if we did everything correct in the token validity server action. So we check if the token matches the password reset token in the database. So we're making sure there's a token that's associated with the token. Okay. If there's none, this token doesn't exist. So if the token exists, check if it's expired. If the token has expired, return an error. And if it's that, okay, so everything looks good there. So check password. Check if inputs this is the part where you have to use the Mongo update method, but make sure you use the method that only updates what you change in the whole user's info data. Yeah, what? So it's like database.user.update. I think that's what you're talking about. Check if the inputs are valid. And then we're going to say I checked with Mongo. It says it saves time when updating one thing. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm just going to update one thing. What I have to do too is I have to check check if they match. Probably should destructure it. Yeah, I'm gonna destructure first, and then check if password and password confirmation match. It's almost doing all the code for me, which is pretty sweet. Oh, we have to pass in. Oh, we do have to pass in the token, don't we? How are we gonna get the? All we're passing in is the passwords. So after we get the password doesn't equal the password confirmation, passwords do not match. So then if the passwords match, we have to update the user's password in the database. But we don't have an email or a token. Oh, I know what we could do. Yeah, Copilot's amazing. I love it. It's worth $10. We could fetch a user. But we still need, we could fetch a user, so we get user by the password reset token has the ID, email string, token, and expires. We actually need to pass that token, I think, in, which is fine. So let's go back components, because it's almost, we can't update the user in the database. I think you should also validate the token in the change password server action as user it's cutting off. I think you should also validate the token in the change password server action as user can manually access the API. Which API can they? Oh, yeah, you're right. They can. Do you think I should even have the check token validity on a use effect? Like, is it even worth doing that? I see what you're saying, because yeah, if anybody goes on the page, this API is going to run. I might not be able to do that then. I might have to do everything when you change the password, which I think would actually be the better way to do it now. Yeah, I'm going to remove this. That's a really, really good point, D. Very, very good point. That I didn't even think about that. So yeah, anybody can actually access this API, because right when they land on that page, this API is going to run. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this. Well, I'm gonna keep it for now, but let me I'm not gonna use it. Let me go back to the components, auth, create a new password. Let's not even run a use effect. Yeah, I'm gonna have to merge them. That's the only way it's gonna work. So use effect gone. This check token gone, which I'm just gonna check it like you said in this change password. Check token validity, we're gonna be gone. Use effect gone. Everything else looks good for set show form. We're going to have to use this, so we'll keep that for now. Token we need to use. Yeah, I forgot. Right when I was about to access MongoDB 2, I just realized I need either the token or the email or something. It was almost impossible. I couldn't do it without it. So yeah, this is going to be the only way you can actually do it. So we have the change password. We get the token. And what we need to do is now we need to pass the token in here as well. So can I just do like a comma token, which will be a string? Or I don't have to do that, do I? Can I just put it inside of here, like token like this? Expected 1 arguments, but I got 2. Token is clear, but value is never read. Parameter token explicitly of any type. What's the type of the token? I mean, it should be a string. Let me just make sure. String or null? Argument type string or null. So I need a, it's not going to be null. So I need to do like a check here if token equals null. Set token error to that. And then I'll get a token error right off the bat here. When you click the reset your password. Yeah, that works. Success, error. Okay. So let's go to the change password. And we could validate the values. Yes. Check if the input values are valid. Cool. If the values are invalid, return an error. Destructure the password confirmation, properties, all that. Next check I could do. Yeah, I guess we could check if passwords. Now we need to do the token checks too, which we did in here. Let me actually remove all this. Okay, so first off, let me do if no token, please provide a token. No token found. Next, we could do check if the token hasn't expired yet. Has expired. It's not going to work like that. Oh. Okay, so if there's no token, we return error no token found. Next, we need to check it. Check if the token exists in the database. Duh. I have to do that before I do the other one. Check to see if token exists in database. Const password reset token exist equals await. Do we have a function for that? We do. Yeah, we created them. I don't know when we created them. Get password reset token by token. Get password. I mean, I'm doing the same thing, but this will make the server action clearer. Equals await get. What was the name of it? Get password reset token by token. It's coming from there, and then we're going to pass in the token. So then it accepts the token here, and then it finds it and sends back the password reset token. Okay. So next we need to check if the token doesn't exist, return an error. Yeah, I was trying to check to see if it was expired before it even checking to see if it even existed. So check if the token exists. If the token exists, check if it's expired. Cool. Yeah, that works. And then if a token expired, return an error. Like that. So then if the token is valid and hasn't expired, update the user's password. Let me make sure. Sweet. Let me write this if no token. No, we need to make sure now. Check to see if input fields are valid. Are both valid. Equals new password schema dot save parse dot values. Correct. If the input fields are invalid, yep. And then we need to make sure the passwords are matching. Wasn't a password in password confirmation, I think. Password confirmation. Yep. And now we need to make sure they see if passwords match. And now I think we're ready to update the user's password. Cool. So all these checks. Await database.user.update or email equals the password reset token's email. Password reset token exist. Password reset token exist. Yeah, we have the email field in it. So perfect. And then we are changing the password. Oh, we got to hash the password too. Hash the user's password. That's another I'm going to use bcrypt though. Oh wait, bcrypt dot hash password, and I got to import at the top. bcrypt.js. Update the user's password. Yeah, we got to delete the password reset token. And then return a success message. Your password has been updated. Okay. I think this should work. So we should be able to reset our password. Let me go back. Let me actually check the code one more time. Check password. I could delete this. Check token validity. create new password. Oh no, I gotta put a dot then and then display the messages. If response.error, set error to response.error. Looks good. If there's an error, set show form. Oh, we can't set the show form. It's always going to be there. So we got to remove that too. You're too late? No, I was just getting started. No, we're almost done with the reset password. We've been tweaking out a few things, try to get it perfect. So I think we're almost there. Set success. I could remove this token error. Set token error. Oh no, I need to display it. Oh, wrong button. Can I do that? The message is going to either the error or the token error. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Database, if user has that token, I encrypt their email, then redirect to the reset page with encrypted email so I can decrypt it to the user. Database, if user has that token, I encrypt their email, then redirect to the reset page with encrypted email so I can decrypt it to the user. I mean, yeah, I guess you can, but I'm not going to do that. I think that might be a little overkill. I could protect the pages maybe a little better, but I think this should be good for now. I'm trying to think. So we changed the password. We're checking if it expired. Okay, I think everything should be good. Let me test it out. So I signed in with my DA Brett Westwood at Gmail, and the password is 123456. So we forgot password. We send a reset email. There's one more thing I have to check, just in case somebody tries to do it multiple times. Reset password, if validated, if user exists. So yeah, if there's an existing token. Okay, so cool. Delete if password token exists. So if there's already one that exists, it deletes it. So if they keep clicking it within 15 minutes, at least it deletes the other one. Okay, so I should got an email sent to my email account. Let's see. Yeah, okay, cool. 158. So it just got sent. Click here to reset password. Token equals this. Okay, we got the token, new password, and confirm password. I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to make sure those are password fields too. Reset password. Your password has been updated. Let me go to the create new password form. And the types for these inputs should be password. Okay, let's go back to the login. So I remembered my password. Let's do DA Brett Westwood. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See if that works. Invalid credentials. I could put wrong password probably. But we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the new password. It still says invalid credentials. Or did I just not refresh the page? Let me see. DA Brett Westwood, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Invalid credentials, so it's not working. Even though it changed my password because I can't log in now. Yeah, so my old password's not working. And my new password's not working. So I'm getting the error message of invalid credentials. Which, where do I have the invalid credentials error? I didn't hash the password. Password, const, hash password. You're right. I didn't. It's right here and I didn't put in this. Good catch. Good catch. I had a feeling that might have been it too because obviously something was wrong with the password. Okay, so you made the hash password but you never used it. Yeah. So I probably got to delete the user now in the account because I can't even log in. Which is fine. That's a stupid mistake by me. But easy fix. Okay, let's go back. / register. Brett. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Register. Email sent. Okay, is my email sent or not? Why does it do that? So resend sometimes doesn't, it just says sent. So 100% sent. And credential sign in. Is this an error that I don't even think so. Let me reset. Let me clear npm run dev. Open up localhost 3000. It created a user, but it didn't verify my email. All right, so let's delete. Okay, let's try again. Brett. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Register. Email verification sent. Okay, now it's just sending and it's not getting delivered at all. Onboarding at resend.com. Am I getting errors in the server? No, I am not. Am I getting errors in the console? I get a success? No, I'm not. This has to be on resend's end. There's no way it's not. So overview. Emails. Sent. I mean, let me look at the code. So let me go to my mail. Send verification email. Resend to email. What email is it sending to? That is my email. It's not there. Anybody in the chat have a maybe suspicion of why this might not be working? And as you can see, we are sending, it got sent, which is crazy. And I didn't change the API key, nothing. I have a feeling this has nothing to do with them on my end. I'm getting no errors in the server or client. Let me do this again. So Brett, register, email verification sent, is sent less than a minute ago. I mean, I'm not even getting the email, so I might have to email. It's not even getting delivered. It's giving me this. I'm just going to go to this localhost 3000. Email confirmed. Back to login. Let me see if I could actually log in since I confirmed the email. Okay, so I'm logged in. So the only thing wasn't working was the mail. Let me check the code again. So mail, send verification email. We register. Email to lowercase. Maybe lowercase email. Let me see if that makes a difference. I don't know if it's sending it different, but everything needs to be to lowercase. Just right when I thought we were done with the authentication. And this is kind of important because we're not going to be able to register an account. Let me make sure we're not logged in. Nope. No worries. You pretty much, my verification token to register an account isn't working now. That's when I started testing everything out. And it looks like it's sending the email, but it's not getting delivered. So we're going to try it again. Email verification sent. Okay, now I got the email. And it looks like they sent me the other emails, but they weren't just coming through. Let me look at resend again. Weird. So those got delivered, but they took a while. So click here to verify. Confirming. Email verified. So the email's good. Let's see if we can log in. Okay, we're in. Is Auth is false, but that's what we passed. Inspect. So it looks like it's working now. I think it's 100% on resend side. I might have to send it either switch email providers, give them a chance since we're still in development, or switch email sender. We'll see. But I know resend's pretty good. That's the first time I've kind of run into that issue. Anytime I had to do that. So let me log out and then test the password reset. And then if that works, we are going to move on to the Navbar. Log in, forgot password. Let's see if this sends right away. Send reset email. Password reset email has been sent to your email address. Are we having that problem again? Yep. Reset your password less than a minute ago. Sent. It's not getting delivered. I think it's something on their end for sure. I mean, it was just working. What we can do just to see if it works, click in here, click the source, use this token here, go there, change my password here. We'll change it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Our password was reset. Let's try our old password. Invalid. Let's try our new one. It works. Okay, cool. Everything works. So let's move on. We could always pretty much look at the authentication if we ever need to come back to it. But let's work on the navigation. So we have our. I'm thinking of working on the homepage first, just to get maybe not. We don't have to complete it totally, but let's at least get like a home navigation, and then when a user signs in. I was thinking of like creating a sidebar. So I've seen most SaaSes, they have like a sidebar when you're logged in. And then when you're not logged in, like when you do a landing page, it's usually like a top navigation. And then obviously mobile, it's like the mobile device one. What do you guys think? Let me clean up some of these files. I'm thinking of creating this navigation bar first on the top. And then we could create the sidebar, which we can do like in a layout folder or file, I mean, when the user is actually logged in. And that sidebar is only going to be accessible, I feel like, when people actually sign up for an account. So if you're not signed up for an account, you're not going to see the sidebar and the dashboard. So let's go to... Let's do that, but make sure you put the nav bar for all pages. Yeah, I think you think. Yeah, we should probably do all pages. We can see how it looks, but I know for sure the home landing page, and I'll put in the root layout for now, and then if we have to change it, we will. I think ShatCN has like an easy, instead of using state, they have like an easy nav bar. I'm pretty sure they do in the components. Why is this not moving? Okay, there we go. Was it the separator? No, it's not the separator. It's the sheet maybe? Yeah, this was their... I kind of like this for the mobile. What do you think? Obviously, you have like a hamburger menu instead of the open, and then this will pop up. I think you could switch this either left or right. Sheet trigger. Let's see. Do they have a nav bar component? I think they do. Navigation menu. Yeah, this is I use this on my Voice Fusion IO. This one is super nice. Okay, so let's do that. We're gonna use this at least for the navigation menu. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, it's good, but do you want to cover the whole page for the user or just half of it? I don't know yet, honestly. I haven't thought about covering the fuller path. This is for the mobile you're talking about. So that like, what's the component's name? Where is it? The sheet? This is only for mobile, I feel like. It could be for the sidebar too, but for mobile, I'm going to use this. In navigation menu, I'm going to have like a logo, navigation menu, and then like a login and sign up button. So let me go to the code real quick. I'm going to close all the files. Yes, for mobile sheet. Yeah. Okay, so let's go inside of our components. Auth folder, we're going to keep only for auth stuff. Let's name another folder. I'm going to call it landing page for now. A new file in here, I'm going to call this navbar.tsx, RAFCE. And then what we could do here, we could put it above. Is it, what do you guys think is more like syntax right? Putting it inside the body or putting it above the body, the navbar? So like this. Do you think putting the navbar like this or inside of the body? What would you guys prefer? I know it doesn't make a big difference, but I know it makes a difference somewhere. So we're getting 3 errors here. Hydration failed, hydration failed. We're getting hydration failed because the initial UI does not match with the render. Okay, so I just got that when I added the navbar. So maybe it has to be in the body. Let me remove it and see if that's the cause. I think that is. Boom. Yeah, it's got to go in the... Like, I'm getting a hydration error. Let me move it in the body and see. Control Z. Oh, I just remembered too, the only other thing we have to do with auth for sure, coming up soon, I mean, that's just ongoing, is we have to be able to retrieve the session and be able to display the user's like settings, name, email, stuff like that. Okay, so I see the navbar here, and it's not... So it is in the body. No, it looks like... I think it's in the body. I tried it outside the body, and it was giving me the hydration error. So navbar looks good. Now we can style it. When I style this, let me move it side by side. We can stay on this page. It's not a big deal, honestly. All right, let me check the other pages. Login, navbar's there. We have another page, dashboard. Navbar's there with the null. We're not logged in. And the home page, we should be there. Yeah, navbar. I'm in the root layout, so it should be on every page. There should be no reason why. So what we could do here is... First, let's get a logo. We don't even... What should the name of the application be? I have Canva. I have Canva, which is like... I have the pro version too. I know they have like templates for logos, stuff like that. Logos. We could just pick a logo from here. Let me ask ChatGPT. We are creating a SaaS that allows the user to... You like Chatty? Yeah, Chatty's not bad. I just came up with that off the fly. We'll stick with Chatty. I didn't know if it's... I didn't think it was crazy good, but I like having other people's opinions. Let's see. Let's see what Chatty would look good with. Chatty. Obviously, if later down the road I can pay a logo designer to create a logo, but for now, I actually want to have something just so we could place it there. The purpose is pretty much to allow the user to pay a monthly fee to be able to easily create a chatbot for their website just by installing a script tag onto their HTML. And they could do, instead of coding the chatbot, we're going to obviously just show input fields saying, hey, what color scheme do you want the chatbot to be? What files do you want the chatbot to be trained on? And it'll be a simple form they fill out. They copy the script tag and they paste it on their website. So they have a chatbot. So essentially it just creates chatbots for websites. So something like this. So DevVibe Studio, I'm going to move myself real quick. Like this little widget right here on the bottom right. I want to create this for people. So they could pretty much customize this logo here. They could customize the welcome message, and they could give the chatbot like a PDF, text files, a site URL, a site map, anything they want the chatbot trained on. They'll be able to upload the files on their website, and then we should be able to create like a script tag. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Is that what you guys think it is? A script tag? I also created this through Next.js too. So I was thinking of creating a navbar like this. Like something with a logo here, menu item here. Just something simple, and then it stays at the top of the page. It's pretty nice. And then I think, let me see what I did for the mobile. I did a full screen, but I don't think I used the sheet for this. I just used Tailwind and I created one. It's not the best like animation wise, but I could do like a frame of motion, and I know you could like make it a lot better. Yeah, so pretty much, yeah, chatbot maker. So chatbot maker, CBM. Is that what you're saying the name should be, CBM? I don't want to overthink the name too much. I just kind of want to get it up just so we get the logo and stuff on. I'll just use this one. It kind of shows it. Customize this template. For now, I could just put Chatty like that. Page 1, transparent background, download. Let's see how this looks. Oh, that's gray. That's not black. 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 And then black. Okay, let's download it again. CBM for the initials. Yeah, I could do that. I kind of want to actually come up with like a branded name. So for now, I'm just going to use Chatty, but Chatbot Maker. I feel like it's not that branded. I feel like that's what the app is. But, I mean, it could be that. Who knows? Let me just make sure this was downloaded right. Chatty. Oh, my God. Even this part's got to be black. Download transparent. Okay, now we're good. And then I'm going to have to crop it. I have Photoshop as well, so let me crop this so we don't have all this extra white space. I'm going to get out of Canva now. Let me drag this in. Crop. So we don't have all this extra padding for no reason. That's pretty good. Or it's a little off here. I guess it's staying like that. Okay, let's export this. This is how I make my thumbnails too, through Photoshop. So the ones like for this live stream, I make them. PNG, transparency, export. Okay, let's see. Do we have it? Is it transparent? Yes, it is. Nice. Let me minimize this. It didn't connect. Okay. Is it possible to export as SVG? Why, you think SVGs are better than in PNG? It is not possible. Yeah, it's not. It's PNG, JPEG, or GIF. Okay, so we're going to go to the public. And let me just drag the logo in there. Let me rename it real quick. Chatty logo like that. Drag and drop. So we got Chatty right there. This is probably going to be a use client. If not, I could always remove this. Okay, let's be semantically correct. This will be a nav. Would this be a nav, the whole thing, or would... Because it's a shape, the more you increase or decrease size, it won't get pixelated, but never mind. I use SVG for icons. Yeah, I think I use SVG for icons as well, but I've never used it for a logo. But I know you probably could. Let's do the nav. Why is it saying can't find name nav? Oh, excuse me. Okay, the whole thing's a nav. That's why I think too. Like that. Okay. Oh, I could convert it later. I'm a premium member, actually, so that is possible. So width is full. Thank you. Thank you. Width full. The height. I know I usually do heights of like 20 for navs. That's 80 pixels. We can see how it looks. BG. I could do BG slate 100. Just slightly real quick to see what it's going to be. And then I have to come up with like a color scheme and everything. I'm not going to do that tonight because it's starting to get a little late. But let me finish this Navbar. BG slate 100. So that's how it looks there. Let me do height of 16. It's not horrible. I'm going to do another div. And for this div, I usually do like a max width of 7XL. That's 1280 pixels. Let me try 6XL. That's 1152. 7XL. I have Figma too. Let me see. Figma, because I know I've watched videos with designers too. Let me try something out. And they say most, like a very general design, obviously you keep everything kind of within. You don't want there to be the full page width because they say it's hard to read. So if you do this and then we have like a layout grid, we usually do columns and I usually set 12 with a margin of 75 and center. Oh no, width of 75. So if I zoom in, let me see. See, this one's a little further out, so there's no rhyme and rhythm, but I know like generally like a lot of people in the design industry use 12 columns with a 75 pixel width. So I'm gonna just, I wonder how big that is. Let me see. How am I gonna be able to tell how big that is? We'll keep it at max with the 7XL. Okay, there's there. Okay, cool. BG Slate max with 7XL. MX of auto. Everything inside this div, that's where I want like the logo, left side, logo, navigation menu from Chatcien, and on the right, like two buttons or one button, like a sign up and log in button. So let's do, would it be the image component from next image? The source is going to be, I could just name it from the public folder, I think. So it's like chatty-logo.png. I need to give it an alt tag, chatty logo. Width 100, height 100. I think it's supposed to be, I'm supposed to really look at what it's supposed to be. It must start with a starting slash. Oh, that's way off. Let me close the file tree on the left. Width full, height 16, BG Slate. We could do a justify between right here. Justify between item center. Let me see. Would this one be item center? Because this logo just looks, maybe this has to be a height of full. And then item center, because I know the item center gets you to, huh. Let me see. Oh, I have to do flex, I think, too. I have to make it flex. Let's try item center now. There we go. That's more centered. Let's do a height of 20 instead of 16. I don't like that background, but we're going to make it better. Always give it padding for small screens. As the screen is less than 7x, the padding could be that. Yeah, so let me do a padding. So we have margin. I'll put it right here. PX. We give it 6, I guess, for now. So we have the image. Next thing we need is the navigation menu. I just want to let me get all the items on there first. Control C, npm. Open up another terminal. Get that navigation menu on there. I'm going to create a separate file for this navigation menu. It's on the landing page. New file. Navigation. Navigation menu. I'm going to copy all this code. I already like how that looks. We could just change some stuff if need be. Is this a use client? Yeah, it has to be use client. Add components / icons. Is there an icon component? I don't even know what that is. I'm going to get rid of the icon. Okay, let me import the navigation menu here. Wait, what is it named actually? What's the component named? Navigation menu demo? No. Navigation menu items, because we can't repeat that name. Navigation menu items. Just like that. Self-closing tag. Flex. Now it's like on top of each other, which is not good. Does the image and navigation menu have to be wrapped in a div? Because it's like in one div, justify between. Or does the justify between go up here? Oh my God. Let me see my other code. I'm trying not to look at my other code. I'm trying to just do this off of pure like knowledge. Let me see what I did here. Give flex to the containers of the nav. Nope. Yep, you're right. No, yeah, it's flex. Flex. You could do flex. I think flex row is just by default. I'm pretty sure it's just default. You don't have to specify flex row unless you have flex column as well. Where's my code? Okay, these. And then the next thing I need is I'm going to have a button. I'm going to use the chat CN button. I'm going to do @/components /UI/button. And this button just going to be like sign up. And then there should be a link from Next/link. href equals /auth/register. I could do a ternary here actually, just to have one button, ternary operator. So I'm going to leave one for now. We'll do the ternary probably another time. I'm going to do it if like the session is there. I'm going to show dashboard or just like a different button or sign out. I'll show a sign out button. And if you're not logged in, it's just going to say sign up. Oh, but it's also going to say login too. So there's got to be 2 buttons. Yeah, there's got to be 2 buttons. Navbar's use client. Did I not mark it? Oh. Does it have to be use client? Or I just put it there just in case. Let me see. Yeah, I'm good because I'm using the link. I'm not using it on click. So if I was using like these router, you're right. So perfect. Don't forget the avatar. Yeah, the avatar one's good too. I'm probably gonna do that next time because it's almost 3 a.m. for me and I'm gonna have to get up early. I'm just gonna make almost like the basis of how this looks. So I have to remove the item center to the bottom now. Wait, now my items aren't center. Or would it be height full items center? Yep, that's it. You got to get the container has to be the full height of the H20, and then the item should be center of the height full. I'm not going to change. It obviously looks like buttons. I don't know what color I should have the background. I don't even know what color I'm going to have this application. I might just have it black and white, honestly. I don't know. Let me see. So we have that. And I feel like this should be... What should be our cutoff point? Mid-size screens? I'm thinking like mid-size screens. So like mid-size would be block. Or is that what it is? Block. And then anything below mid-size is still showing. Okay. I also want this to be fixed. The nav bar. So fixed in a fixed position. Ooh. Top 0. Oh, I'm in the wrong div. This should be fixed, this whole thing. Top 0. That needs to have a class name of cursor pointer. Oh, it's not even spelled right. There we go. What about if the user is on a tablet but in landscape? I have no clue. I'm gonna need help on that. Wait, you could. I never even actually used a tablet. I don't even never own a tablet. So you could pick if you're in landscape or portrait on a tablet. Is that like a thing? Mid-size block and then everything else hidden. Okay, I'm gonna need help on that then. I have no clue. So phone or tablet? I didn't know you could do it on the phone. I've never... Oh, yeah, obviously you flip your phone around. And same thing with the tablet. I see what you guys are saying. I thought there was like an option to click. So yeah, you just keep your phone vertical or like horizontal. Oh, okay. So that changes the width, doesn't it? I don't know how that works though, honestly. So would you keep the nav as mid-size as block and then the rest hidden? And like I said, obviously we'll style it better, but for now, chatty. There's also going to be a link. This should take you to the home page. Check on the inspect. So like tablet, that seems too close. I probably should get rid of the navigation menu. I think you should only remove navigation menu items MD and remove navbar and phone. Okay. So navigation menu I'm on right now, class name. So would it be large and up block? Rest hidden. Would you use block or flex? What do you guys recommend? Pretty sure it's block, right? Yeah, that's what I was look at the top left corner of your inspect. You could change it to phone or tablet. I feel like that's what I was doing. I have tablet, mobile large, mobile medium. Like I've seen this before. Block. So mid-size, it's hidden. Okay, so that's good. And then let me go up here. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. There's no need for flex. Hidden. Right to no throttling. Yeah. Oh, no throttling. Oh. So you're saying this is tablet, the bigger one's tablet landscape? The bigger one is tablet landscape, and the smaller one is tablet regular. And then, yeah, I could change everything here, like iPhone 12, iPhone 14. So this is tablet, landscape tablet. Or no. What? Never mind. Add device type, capture screen. I'll have to play around with this. I've played around with this before. This stuff. Obviously, I'm not gonna know everything. But navigation menu items. Our nav bar is MD block. And then hidden. So let's just make sure it's there. That looks, I feel like that's pretty decent. Would you guys recommend justify between or around? Let's see how round looks. Oh no, justify between. It's not even close. Control Z. Okay, that looks pretty good. Obviously, we don't have anything for the mobile yet. Try even. Space even. Is that even a thing? Justify even. I don't even know if that's a thing. Let me. Evenly. Justify evenly. That's what it is. It's not bad, honestly, on the bigger screens. I kind of like it on the bigger screen. So we're on a laptop large. I think a tablet needs to be justified between. I'll leave it for between right now. I'll have to test it out. Justify between. Either one's not bad. Between's better, but they will change the alignment of the container. Yeah. I'm just going to keep justify between. Let me do the mobile side now. So inside, would you guys create, since this is going to be fixed, this top 0, should I do like a Z index of 100? Make sure it's like over everything. Yeah, that'd probably be pretty decent. Button, div, nav. Would you guys create a different component for a mobile navigation? Because you can't put inside nav if I put mid-sized block and then the rest hidden. Or you do this over here, actually. Never mind, that's not going to work. Or we try this. Mid-size flex and then the rest hidden. Okay, that works. That works pretty good. Okay, let's try that. And then let's create the mobile. I'm going to create the mobile just aside this div. Would you guys create the mobile like this, surrounded by a div, or would you create a separate component separated with the nav too? So like say this is the mobile and say like class name, would it be block and then small and up hidden? block and then small and hidden. And if I'm up here, mid-size, flex, and then hidden. Probably needs to be mid-size. Okay, let's create. I have so many tabs open. Let me close a lot of these. Let me go back to Chatcn. Let's go to the sheet. Okay, let's get the sheet. So we're going to use the sheet component for the mobile. Just to make sure. Yep, we got the sheet component. Nice. Let's see if we could copy and paste this code. Yeah, we could copy and paste the code, and I could change some stuff. We need the input, the label, the button, the sheet. We have all those. Why did I mess around with the tailwind sizes? Because tailwind starts from phone display to how big the screen size is. Yeah, like it's mobile responsive first. That's what tailwind is. So we have the sheet right here. Should I do a totally different component? Probably. Navigation.tsx. We're not going to call this, we're just going to call this sheet. Mobile sheet. Let's go back to our Navbar. Let's place this in here. Mobile sheet. Now we got to import it. Okay, let's see if this pops up. Okay, that's working. Okay, let's change this to a hamburger menu. Do I have React icons or an icon library? I think I do. React icons I have. Hamburger menu. Import. We will get that there. Then instead of open, we're going to use the hamburger menu. Okay, so that's working how it should. Do you guys think it should cover the whole page? You still need top navbar for a hamburger? Yo, do you guys hear me still? Oh, I don't know. My camera just randomly went off. I'm still here, though. Okay. You're saying you still need the top nav bar for hamburger? So you're saying I still need to put... Wait, what are you talking about? You still need top nav bar for hamburger? you can cover the whole page, but make the hamburger icon close to the sheet. So like this over here. I think like top right. Would this be class name right here? Yeah, company logo. Yeah, I'm going to remove those inputs and buttons. But for now, if I need to move that over there, once I have to do this class... Ugh. Would I have to make this relative? Or you can't even do a class name on there? No, you can't even do a class name on there. Right 5. Trying to think. Let's see. I'm trying to move this over there. The hamburger menu to the right. Instead of block, maybe flex. Give class names to sheet content related to it, and it will cover the whole screen. Okay, so there's the width full right there. But how would I exit out of it? You can't exit out of it. Try margin left auto. I don't think I'm gonna do that width full. I don't mind it not covering the whole screen. It doesn't look horrible when it doesn't. For the hamburger to the right. Where is the hamburger? You're talking about for the button? Oh yeah, duh. It's because I have the navbar at 100. Is the sheet still not a big enough Z index? Everything in this div should be a Z of 150, right? Oh, but this nav is Z of 100. Okay. So maybe the mobile sheet here should be Z of 150. There we go. Now it's working good. But I need this hamburger menu now over to the other side. You can use the use state for the icon, mode menu, hamburger icon, close. Yeah, but I can, but I'm using the Chatien, which is, it's giving me that use state in a sense, where it's letting me open and close it. So that's working. I just don't like the button over there. I need it over to the right. Can this whole thing be relative? No, because you can't have relative and fixed. Use margin left auto on the margin left auto on the div covering the mobile nav. Margin left auto, it's not doing anything. Sometimes when I get stuck on certain like styling stuff, I usually go to I am trying to, where's the button components? It's inside. You're talking about for the mobile sheet, the button component, it's just, it says flex end, which I put, but it might not be. Yeah, I'm trying to. Where's the button components? The button components are from Chatien. I think I already tried to give that a flex and flex in. Let me see. Yeah, it's still not working. Let's see what this does. Align self end to the parent. Oh fuck. Nope. Let me try the self align first. Let's see. Oh, which is the sheet? You're talking about like in here? I don't think I could put a class name here. Yeah, it won't let me put a class name on sheet. Let me try to put it here though. self end. So self end isn't working there. Let's try to do a with full flex end. It's not working. Let me ask ChatGPT again. I don't know why I mistyped that. You need to make the adjustments to the mobile screen component. So what it's doing is to move the hamburger icon to the right side of the screen. You need to make the adjustments to the mobile sheet component where the hamburger icon is rendered. Here's modify mobile sheet component. Move the sheet trigger to the street header for better positioning. Sheet header. That's not possible. Yeah, it's giving margin left to the button inside. Okay, let me try it. Let me try margin left on the button, and now I'm going to try the inspect. So where is the button? Right here. Oh, it actually moved it. Margin left auto. Now it's at the top. Shouldn't it just be item center? Try inspection. Now it's too tight. I want it kind of like centered though. So you got the nav, you got this div. So this div needs to be height of full, doesn't it? Flex. And then item center for this, maybe? That works. That one works, but like, I feel like, do you guys think that's in a good position right there? Flex item center, my auto, and wrap button around a div. Margin top and bottom of auto. Align item center. my auto. That doesn't technically. Flex and then item center. Yeah, flex, then item center. That's what I was thinking. Then height full. Wrap button around the div. So on the mobile sheet. Yeah. And I need a logo right here. So navbar, item center. Wouldn't this be justify? I could have just done justify between. I think I'm being retarded as hell. Let me see. Justify between. Could have probably done with full, and then I could have put a logo there too. Let me see. Let me copy. Okay, yep, tab. And then we need some padding. Wait. Let me take off. Justify between item center height full. Yeah, I think I could have, right? Justify between, and it would have just justified between. Let me go back to the navigation because I don't like having random. Let me take off. Let me see if this makes a difference. Yeah, so I didn't need that. Yeah, I like that better. Well, at least we were able to look at that more. Okay, so I'm gonna change this. Let me remove that input and all that. That's gonna be inside of the sheet header, which is fine. I'll keep the sheet header. We have a div with a name, inputs, all this. Then we have a sheet footer as well, which the sheet footer will be for like our social media icons. I'll keep that like that. Now I'm going to eventually list all of the navigation menu items. But other than that, let me, I'm going to push all these changes to the GitHub repository. So I'm going to put password reset token and navbar started. So after every live, I'm just going to keep pushing the code to it. So if you guys want to check, let me put the GitHub repository inside of the chat on YouTube so you guys can see it. So if you guys want to check out the code while I've been coding, it just updated. There it is. If you can give it a star, that'd be nice. And other than that, that's probably going to be it for tonight. I'm either going to go live tomorrow night or the following night. I'm never going to miss more than one night in between. So that is kind of how the schedule is going to be. So if I don't go live tomorrow, it'll be the next night. So I'll never be missing 2 nights in a row. But other than that, if you guys have any questions outside of it or recommendations on the project and how it should go, hit me up in Discord. That'll probably be the best way to contact me. But other than that, I'm going to get some sleep. It's 3:20 a.m. here. I don't know what time it is for you guys, but I need to wake up kind of early. So I need to head off. But other than that, appreciate you guys.